Obamacare. There's an interesting article on valuepenguin.com that was sent to me by Jared, our viewer Jared. He wanted me to comment on this. And the article outlines that the way Obamacare health insurance subsidies are organized, where you get different levels of subsidy up to 400% of the federal poverty level, right? And once you earn more than 4 times the poverty level, you no longer qualify for any subsidy. The article on Value Penguin outlines situations where there may actually be an incentive to earn less money, to work less. And the example is a pretty simple one. There's a bunch of examples on the article. I'll outline the kind of basic premise. If you make 399% of the federal poverty level, you qualify for a bigger subsidy on health insurance than the amount of income you would gain by going from 399% of the federal poverty level to 401% of the federal poverty level. In other words, just to pick numbers, these are completely random numbers. If you earn 399% of the federal poverty level, you might qualify for a $1,000 subsidy on your health insurance. And if you increase your salary to the 401% federal poverty level rate amount, you might earn $200 more that year, but you would lose a $1,000 subsidy, therefore basically being $800 negative. So therefore, what would the logical, rational thing to do in our economic system? You say, well, I'll choose to earn less money. I'll choose to work less. Some conservatives are flipping out over this, Lewis. This is really not a big deal. This number one, this is called bracket creep. Okay, that's kind of the economic term for it. Bracket creep is where by moving up into a higher bracket in some way economically, you lose enough benefits where you are actually losing out net at the end of the year. Number one, this has existed in Massachusetts with the Massachusetts health insurance program that Obamacare was in great part modeled on, in spite of Mitt Romney saying it has nothing to do with it. And it really affects a very small percentage of the population. We have to look broadly speaking, does it create a disincentive to work? And it really doesn't, because if you are at, 80% of the federal poverty level, you're really not living in a situation where it's logically advantageous to limit your income. You're still going to try to make more money. There are some people that are on the margins that will be affected by this. I don't think, Lewis, that this is the big red flag that conservatives are talking about. It exists in many systems.
Right. It's more just like a hypothetical problem, because when you get down to it logistically at the individual level, how many people are actively going to be able to manipulate their exact pay and exact hours to do exactly what they want to do with regard to this?
It's a fair point. You're making a logistical point, and I don't know that that's really what it should be based on. It is accurate, but the thing is, this exists with food stamps. It exists with WIC, and if we take a step back for a second, graduated income tax brackets, right? It isn't all or nothing because they are marginal rates, right? If you go up to the next tax bracket, you pay the higher tax rate on your income from that bracket on up, not for all of your income, but your dollars start to become taxed at a higher rate as you earn more money, and people could already decide, hey, it doesn't make sense for me to work. I mean, look at Ayn Rand's character, John Galt, and that entire concept of, at a certain point, it makes sense to do nothing because you're taxed so much. This is a distraction. It's nothing new. It's not unique to Obamacare. It affects a very small percentage of individuals in the system. Don't allow yourself to be distracted by it, ladies and gentlemen.